What?
In fact, it was the girl who lived across the road. Her dad was rich, so Bernie's mammy said. A tailor by trade, he wore a little cap like a bishop's and a thick overcoat even in the summer. Like most people on Fournier Street, this family were Jews and worshipped at the big synagogue there. Bernie and the rest of her family had to drag themselves all the way almost to the Tower of London to go to Mass. Them Jews, her mammy said, had it easy. "What is it?" asked the girl again. She pointed at the grotto. It was then that Bernie saw the Jewish girl wasn't alone. Two massive green eyes, set deep in the tiniest, dirtiest face in Spitalfields, peeped over the tailor's daughter's smartly dressed shoulder.
"It's a grotto,"
the green-eyed child whispered. Smelly Ellie. Now Bernie knew her.
"How do you know that?"
she said, curious.
"You don't go to school or nothing." "Me dad telled me, and I do go to school. Sometimes. Don't lie. You ain't got no dad, Ellie." "Me name's not Ellie."
The child's name was Rose, and she too lived on Fournier Street, but not in a house like the Jewish girl, or even in a small flat like the one Bernie lived in with her family. Rose and her mother, and a revolving selection of men, lived in 2 basement box rooms.
"Anyway, that's a grotto,"
Rose said to the Jewish girl.
"You make 'em new every year and ask people to remember them. Then they give you money."
"What for?"
"To remember the grotto," Bernie said. "It's like a saint's miracle or the Virgin Mary, me daddy said." "So did me mum,"
Rose agreed. Bernie's patience snapped then. Everyone knew what Smelly Ellie's mum was. She wouldn't have had that old brass compared to her daddy.
"Shut up, Ellie," she said. "Your mum don't know nothing. Anyway, thought your dad told you." "He did."
Bernie looked at the tailor's daughter.
"What are you doing going about with Smelly Ellie? You know she don't wear knickers, don't you?"
The girl put a hand in the pocket of her smart blue dress and took out a halfpenny.
"That for the grotto?"
Bernie asked, quick as a flash.
"You can have it if you don't call my friend here rude names," the Jewish girl replied.
Bernie didn't like being told what to do, even by her mammy. She said,
"Well, what do you call her then?" "Rose, and I'm Rebecca," the girl said. "Rose is my friend." "Since when?" "Since she taught me how to swing off lampposts." "Anyone can do that."
Bernie had been hooking old bits of rope around the tops of lampposts and making swings all her life. No one said anything. Bernie looked at the coin in Rebecca's hand. Eventually Rose said,
"How old are you?"
Bernie didn't know whether she or Rebecca was being addressed, but said,
"I'm 10. You're younger though, ain't you? You're the same age as Anne-Marie." "8. I'm 10, Rebecca said.
Bernie wanted to ask her what she was doing playing with a kid 2 years younger, but she didn't. She wanted that halfpenny, and she was going to get it. She already had 6pence from when she'd found old Peg-Leg Dooley's dog down by Wapping Stairs back in June. Her brother Joey had taken them up for a laugh, but Peg-Leg didn't know that. It was then, just after the old man had given her the tanner, that Bernie had seen the photographs. Old Mr. Katz had run the paper and string shop on Brick Lane for donkey's years, but no one had known he had a brother until he had turned up and started working in the shop at the beginning of the year. People said he came from Germany. Bernie didn't know. In fact, she didn't know anything about this man, Walter Katz, until her mammy sent her into the shop to buy some string. The usual Mr. Katz had been out, and so his brother had served her. While he cut the string to the length she needed, Walter Katz said that if she wanted, she could look at some photographs of his country. They lay on the counter, and they were beautiful. There were pictures of castles that looked like they came from fairy tales, of pretty, clean little villages.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.